Hi, I'm Jackie, and as a co-buy specialist, I work closely with our clients and referral partners throughout the home buying process. This video is for realtors and mortgage specialists who want to learn more about referring a buyer to Ourboro. If you haven't already watched our Get to Know Ourboro video, we highly recommend taking a few minutes to review that as well. It provides high-level explanation of what co-ownership is, how it works, and goes over an example of the math behind our model. In today's video, we'll cover homebuyer eligibility criteria, and then we'll take a look at an example scenario based on real Ourboro co-owners. You'll learn exactly how to refer a buyer, and then we'll go through the home buying journey and the role you'll play at each stage, including how we can work with buyers that already have an accepted offer on a home. And finally, we'll take a quick look at Ourboro's VIP program for our referral partners. This video is broken into chapters, so if you're looking for something specific, feel free to jump ahead. Now let's get started. We'll kick things off with Ourboro's eligibility criteria. First, your client will need to be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and will need to be looking to buy a home in one of our investment regions. More specifically, Ourboro can co-buy properties in Ottawa, the Greater Toronto Area, and certain parts of southwestern Ontario. The home is required to be their primary residence, not an investment property. Buyers must be looking for a home somewhere between $550,000 and $2.5 million. And they will need to contribute at least 5% of the purchase price towards their down payment, plus closing costs. The mortgage will be the buyer's responsibility, so they'll need to qualify for 80% of the home's value from one of our lending partners. Finally, buyers should be looking to buy their starter home with Ourboro, not their forever home. Next up, let's take a look at an example home buying scenario. Natalie and Sam were looking to buy their first home, but they faced a common obstacle, qualifying for a large enough mortgage. The home they were interested in purchasing was $800,000, and they have the household income needed to support a $720,000 mortgage, and they've saved $80,000 for their down payment. While they could have bought the home with 10% down, they would have needed mortgage insurance. But this would have added over $22,000, meaning that their total mortgage would be for just over $742,000. By co-buying with Ourboro, Natalie and Sam were able to reach a 20% down payment and significantly reduce the amount of mortgage required, greatly lowering their monthly expenses. In summary, for properties under $1 million, buyers like Natalie and Sam give up equity in their home to take on significantly less debt. For properties over $1 million, buyers don't have that choice. They need to put 20% down. And as we all know, it's nearly impossible to save $200,000 or more without receiving financial help. That's where co-buying with Ourboro can be the difference between renting forever and being able to buy with significant ownership stake in a property today. Even just a few years ago, buyers without enough savings or help from the bank of mom and dad had limited options. They could wait to buy and continue to get priced out of the market, take on extensive debt to get their first home, or settle for a property that doesn't meet their wants and needs. But now, through innovations like shared equity, they're able to enter the market much sooner and start enjoying the benefits of homeownership quicker than if they'd waited to do it on their own. We've actually created some great tools you can use with your clients to compare working with Ourboro against buying on their own. These can be found on the calculators page of our website. When you have a buyer that meets our criteria and is a fit for Ourboro, there are two ways you can refer them to us. Both options start in your referral partner portal. The first is by completing the referral form. We'll then email the home buyer inviting them to submit an application. The second way is through your personalized referral link. You can share this link on your website, social media, emails, or anywhere else you connect with your network. When a client clicks the link and visits your referral page, they'll have the opportunity to learn about Ourboro and begin an application. Then, as they move through our process, we'll connect them back to you. While we're in your portal, I also want to take a quick moment to show you your resource center. Some of the resources here are meant for you to view on your own, while others can be shared widely with clients, colleagues, and the general public. I'll be referring to some of these resources throughout this video, so if you have any questions not covered today, be sure to check your resource center. So, you've referred a buyer to Ourboro. What happens now? Here's an overview of the process your buyers will go through when working with Ourboro. Let's look at each section together, starting with the intake process. Once your client is referred to Ourboro and submits their application, we'll invite them to book a quick discovery call. During this call, they'll have the opportunity to ask questions and learn more about co-ownership, and we'll be able to make sure we're a good fit. If you're a mortgage specialist, this is when you'll be reconnected with your client so you can work with them to get a mortgage pre-qualification or pre-approval from one of our lending partners. If you have any questions about this step, please refer to the Guide to Mortgage Pre-Qualification Letters in your Resource Center. And if you're looking for a refresher of who our approved lending partners are, please visit our FAQ page for an up-to-date list. Once the buyer is pre-qualified for a mortgage, Ourboro is able to determine how much we can invest alongside them. This happens as part of the onboarding stage. After we calculate our maximum investment amount, the buyer will have a pretty good idea of their purchase budget. This is when we'll invite them to an onboarding meeting. During this meeting, we'll dive deeper into what it means to co-buy with Ourboro to make sure that your client fully understands their rights and responsibilities before they commit to working with us. After the buyer is onboarded, we'll advance them to the property search stage. If you're a real estate agent, this is when we'll reconnect you with the buyer. Ourboro won't tag along to any showings, but because you are representing both Ourboro and the buyer, we do have some requirements around maximum bid prices, minimum closing dates, offer conditions, and building inspections that need to be kept in mind before making offers. Please review Ourboro's co-buying requirements document in your Resource Center for additional details. Once the buyer has a signed agreement to purchase and sale, we'll begin the closing process. First things first, be sure to send us a copy of the signed APS as soon as you can. Then, we'll get in touch with the buyer to confirm their final down payment contribution before we issue our funding letter and co-ownership agreement. For our mortgage specialist referral partners, please review the checklist for submitting a final mortgage application document in your Resource Center once your buyer has an accepted offer. All Ourboro buyers are required to use our legal partners for the closing of the property, including for any status certificate reviews. We will connect buyers directly to these partners at the appropriate time. All buyers are also required to receive independent legal advice on Ourboro-specific legal documentation. This can be any third-party real estate lawyer of the buyer's choosing. On closing day, all funds will be released and the buyer will get the keys to their new home. If you have a buyer who already has a signed APS on a property but requires additional down payment to close, Ourboro may be able to help. These buyers can be referred in the same way as other clients, but understanding the time restrictions, our team will prioritize these applications. Buyers coming to Ourboro with an already signed APS must meet all the same eligibility criteria found in the Ourboro co-buying requirements document, including being able to provide a home inspection report for the property and work with one of Ourboro's conveyance lawyer partners. Finally, we ask that buyers have at least 40 days between the day they complete their application and their closing date to give them enough time for onboarding and to receive independent legal advice. If you have a buyer with a shorter closing timeline, you can still reach out to us, but our ability to partner with them will depend on their unique situation and our team's capacity. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about the types of deals we can help with. The final stop on today's agenda is Ourboro's VIP program, designed to celebrate you, our very important partners. As you help your referred buyers close on their co-bought homes, you'll move through the program's 3 tiers, receiving special perks and access to new benefits at each tier. Deals are tracked over a 2-year timeline, starting with your first closed deal. Some highlights: close on your first co-bought deal and you'll become a VIP insider with the option to be featured on Ourboro's social media, be interviewed for Ourboro.com, and more. After closing on 5 deals within a 2-year span, you'll reach gold status. At this tier, you'll get to select a special gift for yourself or a client valued at $500 and be recognized on our website as an Ourboro preferred partner, along with some other great benefits. Finally, if you close 10 deals within 2 years and reach platinum status, your gift value goes up to $5,000. You can check your status in your referral partner portal along with the full details of what you'll receive at each tier. And we're done. Thanks for taking the time to watch this training. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at partners@ourboro.com or give us a call. We're looking forward to working with you and your clients. Talk soon.